911, what's the address of the emergency?
I am over off of 4th and just south of Lake, and there's a body outside of a building we've been working on. I just noticed it probably like a minute ago.
In the early morning of November 29th, Minneapolis police received a call about a body found in a courtyard near the intersection of East 31st Street and 4th Avenue South in Minneapolis, Minnesota. When officers got there, they found a young woman with a single gunshot wound to the head, fired at close range. There was no doubt this was an execution. She was later identified as 38-year-old Savannah Williams. Police began locking down the area and collecting evidence. A few people in the neighborhood told officers they heard a gunshot around 5:45 in the morning. One of them mentioned seeing a man walking north from the courtyard shortly after the sound. That was the first clue in what would become a complex investigation. This footage has never been seen by the public before and was exclusively obtained by Midwest Crime.
Our coverage is made possible because of sponsors like Morgan & Morgan. Over the years, we've brought you mind-boggling video of crashes like these, but what happens to the victims? Apart from sometimes serious injuries, they can face months of paperwork, enormous medical bills, and life-changing impacts. When you're seriously hurt, you could be entitled to millions of dollars in damages. Stop getting lowballed, and you could pair up with a proven winner, the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. Morgan & Morgan has a huge network of over 1,000 attorneys and offices in every state. They've won significant recent cases for victims involved in life-altering car crashes like these, like for Yvette Torres, who was hit by a Penske truck in November and had severe injuries requiring surgery and therapy. Morgan & Morgan attorneys rejected a lowball pretrial offer and were able to win Torres a whopping $11.9 million at trial. The best part? Their fee is 100% free unless you win. It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case. Remember, not all law firms are the same, and Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They win a lot. You can start your claim now by going to forthepeople.com/MidwestCrime or find the link in the video description.
Police managed to recover surveillance footage from nearby buildings, and that's when the case truly began to unfold. One of the key clips showed Savannah Williams sitting at a bus shelter on Lake Street in the early hours of the morning. Moments later, a man approached. The two were seen talking. After a short conversation, the man and Savannah began walking together, heading south, then turning east toward the courtyard area. The time was just after 5 a.m. Roughly 45 minutes later, that same man was seen again on camera, this time walking alone, heading north, away from the courtyard. The timestamp read 5:45 a.m., just moments after a neighbor reported hearing a single gunshot. Everything lined up, the location, the time, the direction, exactly as witnesses had described. By piecing together video from different cameras along his path, detectives tracked the suspect walking north on 4th Avenue toward Lake Street. From there, he entered the Lake Street LRT station, got on a train heading downtown, and got off at the Nicollet 5th Street station. From there, cameras followed him south, walking to an apartment building at 95 South 10th Street. Once they had the address, investigators took a still image of the man from the footage and showed it to building management. They immediately recognized him. His name was Damarean Bible, a resident in that very building. Police secured a search warrant for his apartment, and when Damarean Bible eventually left the building, officers moved in. He was taken into custody, but then things became even clearer. While he was in the squad car, Bible was allowed to make a phone call. And during a conversation with his father, he said something that confirmed what investigators already suspected.
Dad, it's Damarean.
What's up, man?
Hey, you know, it's about that time for me to go to jail now.
Go to jail? What you mean?
Yeah, they got caught. I had killed somebody.
Where you at now?
In the back of the squad car, finger ready to get booked.
Oh, wow, man.
So yeah, the officer let me make one last call or whatever. So, I don't know. Just pray for me. Pray that they don't feed me the pedigree. So yeah, it was a he/she. Dude was acting like a girl the whole time. It was a dude. Me and him ended up getting into altercation. I shot him in the head.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see what's gonna happen.
So you're in the back of the squad car right now?
Yep, I'm finna get booked.
Yeah, he's not joking. This is Andrew Schroeder with the police department. He's not joking at all.
Yeah, it's time for me to get this shit out the way. I love you too. I'll see you soon.
Right after his arrest, Bible was taken in for questioning. What followed inside that room would only make things worse for him.
You're Damarean? What's your last name?
Bible.
Bible, okay. Are you working?
Yes.
Where do you work at?
Leon.
Okay. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer while being questioned at any time. Okay? And if you cannot afford a lawyer, one is given to you without cost for free. Do you mind if we show you a picture? So we just need to, I guess, ask you if that's your tattoo and your ring. Do you remember what day that was? No. Do you recognize your coat though? And your shoes? Okay, so this is it's an infrared photo of you on a bus. It's weird because the jacket is a different color because it's infrared, so it sort of washes out the color. And this one's in color. Do you see you? Okay. Do you remember what day that was? You don't? Okay.
This one here, you actually trip when you get on the bus.
Do you remember tripping when you got on the bus? The bus driver was really worried that you got hurt? No? Okay. You didn't fall that hard? Okay. Do you remember being lost and wondering where you were when you got off the bus? Looking around and asking where the light rail was? What do you think you were doing right here?
Looked like I was going home from work.
Okay. What are your hours that you work?
I work basically like 2 to 10.
2 to 10?
2 p.m. to 10.
2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. Do you remember? I think this is the same day.
Going up to the light rail at Lake in Hiawatha.
Do you remember when you were at the light rail at Lake in Hiawatha and you took the train? Where were you coming from? This is after you tripped on the bus and then you ended up taking a bus to the Hiawatha station and you took the light rail into downtown. Where were you coming from? Do you remember?
Yeah. So I do tattoos.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. Where were you coming from?
I was supposed to be doing a tattoo on somebody, but they completely sent me off. So I was just coming back from trying to do a tattoo.
Okay. Where were you going to do the tattoo?
I was going to do the tattoo, which, like I said, a person sent me off. So, I don't know.
Do you remember?
You don't know the location, like address or sort of where?
Okay. What did the person's name? What did they say? Or what did they look like?
I'm not saying that. That's my business.
Okay, that's cool. Do you remember if you were supposed to meet at a house or an apartment building, though? I
just know they sent me off, Russell.
When you say sent you off, you mean like they said, I changed my mind, or what?
Yeah, basically, like, we had a deal that was supposed to be, like, we was going to do this link up, do a tattoo, but they ended up not getting a tattoo.
Did they tell you personally, I don't want it, I changed my mind?
That's what I'm saying, and just change plans.
They texted you or what?
They just didn't text back.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So was it somewhere around Cedar and Lake?
That's why I guess I'm just like.
Because that's where that picture's from, is when you got on the bus at Cedar and Lake.
And then you rode the bus from Cedar and Lake down to like 2nd Avenue, remember?
By the McDonald's.
By the McDonald's. Because all we have, is bus video. You remember getting off at 2nd Avenue South in the early morning? You remember seeing this lady? You never saw that lady? Okay. Do you remember that person? You don't? This is a daytime picture, but do you remember this? It's kind of like a courtyard. You go back and there's some trees, and it's like there's some buildings, and you walk back in there. It's on 4th Avenue South, really close to Lake Street. Do you remember that? The video shows you met up with this lady. You met up with her. And you walked back into that area. with her. Can you tell us why you met with her? Did she want to do some kind of deal with you? And then she said she was a lady, but she really wasn't. And then something really terrible happened. Can you help us understand why that happened? What did he or she do? Did she lie?
What was supposed to happen with her?
Who is?
I don't know, really. We know the name of the person now. Savannah. We thought maybe you knew her.
Never met or her or whoever it is.
What was supposed to happen when you guys walked back there? Did you have some kind of deal?
All I remember is these photos because I was going to go do a tattoo.
Okay.
So this camera here that's zoomed in, so we know you crossed Lake Street. You looked around while you were at the corner. Then you walked to the bus shelter where Savannah was sitting. You talked for about 3 minutes. And then the two of you walked over and walked in here. You're in there for about 40 minutes. So something's going on during that time. Workers are on the other side of this building and they hear a gunshot. And right after they report hearing the gunshot, you walk out around the corner and you walk up to Lake Street. You then walk down Lake Street to Park, where you ended up on the other side of Lake Street. The bus shows up to go east and you run to get back on the bus.
East towards Hiawatha.
So, I mean, we have to talk about the blank spot. And just so we're clear, I've watched that video more than an hour before and an hour after you leave. Nobody else is there. So it's you and Savannah back there. Is it as simple as you thought it was a girl and found out it was actually a male? Because we could understand that. Then we're talking about emotions. Otherwise, we're stuck looking at it as just a cold-blooded execution.
What are y'all trying to do? Like, y'all trying to pin this on me?
We're trying to figure out what happened back there.
We need to know why you shot her.
Don't pin this on me.
Who are you pinning it on?
All I know is I just see these pictures of me.
Damarean, we've got you getting there, walking over, meeting with her.
In the bus shelter.
Walking into the courtyard. Workers hear a gunshot. Right after they hear the gunshot, you walk out. You walk down to Lake. You get on a bus. Dude, we tracked you on the bus and on street cameras from the time you got there to when it happens, when you leave, when you get off on the light rail at 5th and Nicollet, over to Marquette, all the way down Marquette into your apartment door. The same person, Damarean. So the who done it is done. The question is, why did it happen? Was this a robbery gone bad? Was this just a cold-blooded execution? Or was it your emotions getting the best of you because you find out that this person was not a female? That's why what we're trying to find out is what happened from your side.
All right. I'm going to just break it all down.
Okay.
All right. So, this is night I was supposed to do a tattoo. Okay?
Okay.
I got sent off really bad. I sent like I was supposed to go to a tattoo. I didn't get it done because the person sent me out. I was smoking weed and stuff, so I really didn't really, like, remember what the, like, you know, because, you know, after I, like, that's the only thing that probably got my emotions involved, is because I got sent off, so somehow I ended up over south. This picture right here, this lady was sitting, or male, was sitting at the bus stop. She said, as I walked past, do you want some And I was like, yeah. So she said, come over to the corner and we can have sex. We went to the corner where you found this at. We was in the corner having sex. I pulled out a condom. I had sex with her. So, this is where, well, to answer your question, I had a 9mm gun in my pocket. We was having sex. The person, she was sex, or whatever the heck you want to call it, she started making me feel suspicious. And so I started reaching for my gun, because I thought she was trying to rob me. Like I said, we had sex, and I started getting a weird suspicion about her. And then she kept on, like, doing some weird stuff. And then the altercation was made.
I'm sorry, what?
And I shot her.
And you shot her? What was she doing that was suspicious?
She acted like she was going to rob me. So I had protected myself.
Okay.
And there you go.
Have you been worried about this ever since?
No, because I don't feel like, I felt like I was protecting myself.
You know, she didn't have a blade, a gun, she didn't have anything.
That's why we were asking, like, what did she do to make you feel suspicious?
Like I said, I had a loaded gun in my pocket, and we was having sex. She realized that I had it in my pocket, and every time, like, when you have a gun or something, people start to act like they want to steal it from you. So that's what she started acting like. Now that I found out it's a man, it makes more sense. But like I said, when she was having altercation, she felt the gun in my pocket, and then she started to act like she was reaching for it, and like that's when I had reached for my gun, and I shot her.
So where she was found deceased, we saw there was a black bag. Plastic bag and some tissues and hand sanitizer.
Yeah, that was hers.
That was hers?
Or his.
His, okay.
Did you clean yourself off with the tissues?
No, he did.
He did?
Yeah, like, that's why everything was seeming suspicious, you know, because she got to doing, like, little weird stuff, and then that's why everything happened.
So when he or she was shot, where were you, and where was she standing?
All right, so it was kind of like, it was almost like he wanted me to do it, or in a weird way, or something, like he was testing me or something, you know, because when the opportunity presented itself, I took it or whatever, because I was trying to leave, but it was like, I don't know how to explain it, how it happened, but I just know what I had to do. I had to do what I had to do when I had to do it, you know?
What did she say to you?
And now it's a he.
What was he saying to you during this time back there?
It's hard to explain.
Do you remember your conversation?
Yeah, kinda. It's just like, all I can remember is he was, and when I was sitting on the stairs, and I kept feeling making sure my pocket was zipped up because my gun was in there. But he was and he was trying to like reach and try to make it seem like he was trying to, you know, get one, you know, to be suspect or something like that. Mind you, I never met a person a day in my life. And like, well, I got the feeling suspicious, and I was trying to get ready to get away, but like she kept like, or he was coming like, you know, like, you know, let me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, let me have sex with you, you know, like, kept acting like, you know, I'm like, you know, like, I'm kind of getting down, like, you kind of scared me actually, you know, because now it's late, and, you know, and I never had sex with no prostitute before or nothing, but like I said, I got to tell you, it was a bad day. I got sent off. I keep my weapon on me for protection. I'm a tattoo artist, you know. I keep a lot of money, you know. So.
Did you end up paying her?
No, but I have money, and I didn't even. It wasn't even like that. She didn't ask for the money or nothing.
But you kind of knew she was gonna ask for money, right?
No, she asked for. She said, "You want?" So I said, "Yeah."
Okay.
She had never asked for money or none of that. That's why I was like, "This is too easy" or something. Like, I don't know.
So she and you think that she noticed you had a gun on you while
she did know.
She
did know.
Just tell me if I'm wrong. She your dick, and while that's happening, he notices that you have a gun, and then while the is going on, you feel like he was doing something suspicious about trying to touch your gun or reach
No, he
for
was
it?
trying to get my gun basically, so I shot him.
Okay. While he's
No, but when he stopped and he was trying to not let me like leave, or you know, like trying like he was trying to trick me, that's when I had shot him, because I felt like I was like.
He kept saying he wants to have sex.
Right, and I was like, oh, like now it's starting to get weird and stuff, because he started cleaning off with the Kleenex and stuff, and it got weird. Like I said, it got suspicious, and I started feeling uncomfortable.
Okay. So he cleaned off your dick with the Kleenex too, which was weird.
Just got to doing a bunch of weird stuff. Drugs was involved, you know that. So I guess that's what it was.
Do you remember if you smoked any drugs too?
Like I said, I've been smoking weed all night.
Okay.
And I'm bad. It just.
Where she ends up falling, it's pretty clear that she had a crack pipe or a pipe to smoke and a lighter, because the pipe lands right at her feet. The lighter is by her right hand, which kind of indicates to me that she's probably getting ready to light up and smoke.
Yeah. I mean, I know, because I'm the one that did it. I mean, like I said, if one person puts you in a situation where you feel like you can't leave, then you're going to do what you got to do to get out of it. I don't care if you were smoking crack or not. Like, if I felt like I was trying to get away, I was trying to get away.
Okay.
Yeah, so, sorry.
It's pretty obvious that you were standing real close to her when the shot was fired. Can you show me how close you were? Were you both standing up at the time?
Yes. This didn't have nothing to do with me knowing if she was a man or not.
It didn't? Okay.
But all I know is once I felt like there was something going on or some suspicion, that's when I was fired and I caught the bus. It was an act of self-defense.
I'm just going to stand up and be right here for a minute. Do you think you were about this close to her when it happened? Like if you were standing up? You can stand up if you want to.
Yeah.
Was it about this close?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know where the gun is right now?
Yes.
It's in your apartment?
Yes.
Where's the gun in the apartment?
The gun should be, it is in my, if they look, they should find it.
Okay. Sometimes when you reach into a drawer and I don't want anyone to pull the trigger on accident or something, is it in a holster or is it in a drawer or under the bed or something?
It's in my apartment.
Okay. Do you have any kind of message you would want us to tell her sister?
Yeah, you can't be out here messing with people. Everybody ain't, you know, you can't be out here trying to trick people and do stuff, because some people will hurt you, you know. You can't expect to rob somebody and not expect them to shoot at you.
Okay.
That's just the world we live in today.
Okay. Do you remember the conversations at all yet that you had with her?
Him?
I just say her because I think he preferred her, so I don't know what to say. You don't remember the conversation?
I remember that much.
You remember and then shooting the gun and that's it?
I remember and I remember shooting the gun, and that's it.
Do you think it's because of the weed that you don't remember?
It's not like, I don't know what to say. I was defending myself. I had to do what I had to do. That's why I can go about life without feeling like I'm guilty.
Have you ever had to do anything like this before?
No. I got work today.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that, mom and dad's number.
You're gonna be booked into jail.
In the end, the evidence was overwhelming. Surveillance footage, the phone call, witness statements, they all pointed to one person. From Bible's apartment, investigators recovered a pair of pants with what appeared to be bloodstains. They also found the exact shoes and clothing he wore during the murder, matching surveillance video. And more, inside the unit, they discovered a .22 caliber rifle and a 9mm polymer 80 handgun with no serial number. In court, prosecutors walked the jury through every step that led to Savannah's death. Damarean Bible was convicted of second-degree intentional murder and sentenced to 367 months in prison, over 30 years behind bars. At sentencing, the courtroom told its own story.
As a person, Savannah was funny. She would light up any room she walked into. I wish he had never interacted with her that morning. She would still be here with me.
Hateful acts of violence against transgender people are on the rise. Every time a trans person is attacked, the entire community feels less safe.
For exclusive clips and behind-the-scenes content, join us on patreon.com/MidwestCrime.